again, in this video we are going to work with the topic of strategic planning and make it very down to earth. We will put it on the level of daily activities and management. Yeah, I hope that up until now you already have your vision, mission, values figured out. You already made 4 goals, either for a year or 2. You have the overview of resources, what are your strong sides, what you already have, and at the same time, could be what you are missing, but you want to strengthen, you want to bring to organization, and at the same time, overview of your activities. What is promising and you want to have more and bring more, or could be what actually is draining and exhausting and you want to calm down. Once you have it cleared out, what we are going to do, we are going to go back to your goals and split them in smaller chunks. Let's assume that you have your goals for 1 year, but believe me, having hired 6 full-time employees, or for example, having a revenue of 200,000 euros 1 year, can be heavy, It could be that you don't know where to start from because it sounds too big or too ambitious. So our goal in the next part is to split them into smaller chunks. So in this part, I wanted you to work with your goals. And the first thing that I would ask you to do is to break them into 3 months parts. So for example, if it is 1 year and 200,000 revenue, so what should be happening every 3 months? How much money should you be getting every 3 months? And of course, what should be happening on the level of actions or activities that actually will generate this revenue? If you want to grow and have, for example, 20 short-term volunteers, 5 long-term volunteers, get already money for hosting this project, so what should be happening? I know that in Erasmus or ASC world, things are not so straightforward, because there is a deadline and then you submit projects and several months later you learn, but you also know when the deadlines are and you can put plus 3 or 4 months after it that you will get the results, so you can predict, you can forecast, you can make your expectations, so what's the expected result, and then take actions based on this expectation. So first thing to do, split it into 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and then put it down into smaller chunks. Some people may call it objectives, that's fine by me, you can call it whatever, goals, aims, objectives, tasks, but here not so much into tasks, not into daily activities, not daily steps, but a kind of those things that you will be checking whether you get intermediate result, whether there is something in between 0 and 100. And once it's clear, I want that next to each of these objectives, let's call them objectives for the sake of clarity, for 3 months, so what is a deadline and who is responsible or who is in charge. What I see many times in organizations, that responsibility is a kind of in the air. There are several people who are doing projects, or there are several people who are doing communication, and when there is no clarity and when there is not one person in charge of the final result, a lot of troubles appear on the way, and then measuring the result becomes harder, and then tracking what went wrong also gets harder, also gets challenging. So avoid it. And again, my invitation to sit down with your team and together with the team to see who is responsible for what. Who is responsible for strategic goal? Could be if you have a project management team. So what's the expectation project-wise and what they're going to do? Could be you have a coordinator who takes care of volunteers, and then what is the goal there, and what would be the intermediate results in this direction, and who the person is in charge. Break it down. And again, I don't say that I am inventing rocket science. I'm not saying that I'm telling here genial things. But also a lot of us might know about the importance of clarity, planning and action. I see so many times that people don't do it or miss some of the parts. They go into planning without having clarity. They start taking actions without having a proper planning. And then one of these elements is absent, then things start falling apart. And then what kind of sustainability we can talk about. So once you have it, Yes, there are different ways to keep on track as a team. So I won't go deep here in the tools. I will just share my personal experience of what we were using in Synergy Bulgaria, and could be it will give you some inspiration to search for similar tools or actually even propose your own ones. So the first thing that we do in the team, or especially we did it in the past when we had a bigger team with more volunteers, we had Monday morning planning and we had Friday reflection. So that was time when we came together and then we went through all the projects and put down all the tasks for the week. And then we also checked who is responsible for these tasks, and what tasks have bigger priorities than others. And then at the end of the week on Friday, we had again a meeting, and then we saw, like, we were checking that the tasks are completed, or if something is pending, what's the reason and what support is needed. It helped the team to have an overview of what's happening in the organization, then actually having a moment to come together. Or also decide who is going to go to work with whom to shape some smaller teams or couples that will be busy with the same project. Another thing that we were using a lot, especially for smaller projects and for local activities, is Asana, because Asana helps to actually put down the activities, put down the tasks, and then track the progress and tick them and assign each other. So it was more as to-do list application. And another one that is more for communication, we started to use it in the past, we plan to develop more, and there is a free version for NGOs. You can apply for grant and get it for free. This is Slack software. It is used very often in IT teams. We are using it for NGO. And what's a good thing about it, that first of all, you can integrate everything. You can integrate Google Calendar, you can integrate Asana there, Google Disk. What's more is that you can have chats or channels that have all the info and the name of the project. So for example, Learn, Grow, Change as ESC or volunteering projects, and then people who are working or who are involved can join these chats, but other people can stay out of them. So it's not that there are all the projects in one chat or all people see that. Very little updates about every project. No, there is chat project, and then there can be a couple of general chats, like we have general chat, casual chat, and of course there is personal communication. So basically this is as a communication tool. Of course they can be integrated, and one of the ways to integrate is to have weekly meetings, and during weekly meetings to plan things in Asana, and then Asana is complemented by communication in Slack, and then all the details can be clarified in Slack, and at the same time they integrate it with Asana. I mean, this is a combo that we found for ourselves, but there are many other like software applications, ways, tools. They're mostly digital and they can all work. My recommendation here is to find what is good for you. But one thing, don't forget about these three things that I told you as a formula. So first, clarity, what is the focus of the week, what you're going to do, what is the priority, planning, so what are the concrete tasks, and then action. And upon action, there is tracking, so tracking the progress. That's why we have these Friday meetings to exactly track the progress. That's why in Asana, when it's to-do list, then we check to track the progress. Because believe me, if every week you put down your weekly goals and then you have them completed and you track them and you repeat this cycle again and again and again, there is no way that you're not going to reach your goals. There is no way that you're not going to progress. If there is no progress, then one of the elements is absent and then you got lost on the way. Good news is that you can always come back to basics and start planning again. I hope it was insightful for you. And sometimes the most effective tools are the most simple tools. So don't neglect, answer the questions, use those models that I gave you during the whole module on strategic development. Sit down with your team, make it clear for you and play, experiment with it. Because only with time you will understand what's the best formula for you. And for your further inspiration, I'm going to share the file with recommended books and videos that inspire personally me as a strategic leader of the organization. And there is one with Elon Musk and the vision, because I imagine him as an amazing visionary. Another book about Netflix and the culture that they're building inside and why it became outstanding, and the book on minimalism, or how to cut out all the crap and to focus on what is the core, and some other motivational things. So I really, this is really my short list, some top 5. So take a moment to take a look, and then I'm pretty sure if you jump into them, you will find there a lot of inspiration. And with this said, good luck with the next modules, and then we see each other online. See you.